Welcome back. You're watching 101 Business. We're discussing the topic dealing with challenges and 3 areas we will look at today: finance, operations, and business development. Helen is right here with us on the show. You're welcome, Helen.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
Let's take finance for starters. Almost every business, especially in their early stages of growth, they face problems that have to do with finance, funding. How do you deal with issues like that for a typical business like 101 Business, for example?
Financing is very critical. It's the lifeblood of your business. But, there's a common saying that is, finance is not really the issue. It's the idea, it's the program or the business, it's the content, it's the value. People would always pay for value, right? That's one. But more importantly, we go back to the beginning. What problem do you want to solve, and what plan do you want to use in solving it? That's what value are you taking to the market? What service are you providing, or what product are you providing? You have to have it clear. Once you have it clear, what model are you going to use to develop it? You can decide to open a restaurant with 20 million. You can decide to start a food business with 5,000. It's up to you. You plan your business. If you plan your business, you should be able to identify your pressure points of financing. That is not to say down the line there won't be some disruptions, or there won't be some emergency need, or there's some unusual case. But if you have a plan, then you know all the things you need, ideally. But if you're unable to get all those things in an ideal circumstance, then what are the critical ones you need to start with? I always tell people to start small. You don't have to, because you have a dream of operating a multi-million naira business, doesn't mean you should go and get a loan in millions to start a business. Start small. You make your mistakes, and as you grow, you understand the areas you need to improve. You know the dynamics of the business, you know the peculiarities, you know all the risks that you will face, and you mitigate it. That way, your financial exposure will be minimal. Start small, grow incrementally. When you get to a cruising altitude, then you can decide to take on and take off. That's when you can begin to look for a substantial amount of money for a particular expansion program or to meet an order. That's how it works. But most businesses start too big, bigger than they actually can afford. That's the challenge.
Helen, now that you're saying this, what came to mind immediately, I remember a TV station where I've worked once, and at the time I was there, they were operating at a very, very small scale, even though they were doing well, but you could tell, being an insider, you would know this was on a small scale. And today they've gone from that level, and they are well positioned, as it were, with a very strong brand in the industry. So I think you're right. You're absolutely right. Now let's look at operations.
Well, your operations is also a function, is an output of your business model. Let me put it that way. Your business model evolves from the plan you have, or vice versa. And you decide that the model we would get revenue from meals, from takeout meals, because a lot of people want to eat in the comfort of their offices, right? But the offices don't want to set up restaurants. So what do? We go around offices, take orders, prepare meals, put them in the car and go. That's a model that makes it automatically takes off your overhead cost of running the restaurant for 8 hours, because you are catering to just lunchtime demands. Or you decide you do breakfast and lunch. So you prepare breakfast, you take it to them in the office before 7, and then you're rushing back to your kitchen, and then the lunch will be ready by then. You take it and then you go and serve and come back. So your only focus is on cooking the food. You don't have worries about maintaining cutlery. You don't have worries about maintaining your premises. Your model is defined that you want to do only takeouts. You want to do only takeaways. So based on the business model, you build your operations around it. If you know that you must supply food at 7 a.m. and by 12 o'clock, that means you must have the ingredients, the people. The people who are going to prepare breakfast ought to have come the night before. So as soon as they finish doing breakfast, they're either going away or they finish breakfast and go into preparing lunch, and they close maybe around 10. Then they don't resume again till 7. So your operations is always structured to meet the model you want to operate. It's the model, how we're going to run the business. If you have a full restaurant, your model will be automatically different. Then you may not need 2 sets of people working for you. You'd have just 1 set. So what you save in office rent, in space rental, maintenance and co, you just use it to get 2 sets of cooks. But if you decide that, okay, I'm going to run a restaurant, so people come in and eat, and we will do breakfast and lunch. So you know your people come in very early in the morning, they start cooking. Of course, some of the things you'd have to cook the night before. So when they get to work about 6 or so, by 7 there's food. So it is your operations strategy is usually a function of your business model. How do you want to deliver the service, or how do you want to deliver the product?